Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to Trekking Across the Universe here on the NDB Media Network. This is the episode where we are reviewing the final episode to Star Trek Lower Decks. I'm your host, Roger Noriega, and joining me as hosts, but not co-hosts, of course, Michael Day, Aaron Vanderclay, and of course, Admiral Greg. We are all equal on this, and 9 weeks ago, they said, "Here we go," and now we are here. Wow, absolutely unreal. So, Michael, how you doing?
Well, I'm doing pretty good. I'm glad I'm not in sick bay like some other people are, which is very sad. Read under Admiral Greg.
Oh, in Starbase 80s. Okay, I got it. Oh, Admiral Greg has been assigned to Starbase 80?
Yes, he has.
All right. Well, we needed to have a connection there. Quite good. Aaron, how are you doing, young man?
I'm very good. Just put out a film yesterday, so just seeing how that goes, basically.
Excellent, excellent. Maybe we'll get a chance to talk about that real soon. iBeamer, buddy, thank you for joining us on this final episode. iBeamer, if you have an opportunity and you would like to join us, let me know, and we'll. You know what? Forget it. I'm just going to put it on there. And you know what?
I can send it to him. So
okay, thank you, Michael.
Yeah.
All right. And Admiral Greg is still in. There he is.
Hello, hello.
How you doing, young man?
Oh, I'm great, except for the cough and runny nose. I'm fantastic.
Is that why you're muting yourself?
That is why I am muting myself.
Okay, fair enough. Well, then give me a quick moment. I'm going to get this going, and we're just going to jump right into it. The new Next Generation, episode 5.10, written by Mike McMahon, directed by Megan Lloyd, created by Mike McMahon. I did not get the music I missed it, but I want to give a shout out. Produced by Alex Kurtman, Mike McMahon, Aaron Bayers, Eugene Roddenberry, Trevor Roth, Aaron Burdett, Keith Fogelsong, Chris Pernosky, Shannon Pernosky, Ben Kalina, Cullen Crawford, Robin Johnson, Barry J. Kelly, Brad Winters, Stephanie Amante Ritter, Lauren McGuire, Megan Trevino, editor Andy Maxwell, and story editors May Darman, Keyshawn C. Garay, and Diana Tay, and many more still receive credit on this program, and I will probably spend the next 20 minutes just going over that, and I'm not. So I do want to give a shout out to everyone who received credit, and for everyone not mentioned, I'm sorry that we didn't get to you. We're going to try another day, but for now, this is it, the final episode, as I mentioned, the new Next Generation. Michael, we've been doing this for a while now. Unbelievable. Get us going on this episode.
Very interesting. Not what I expected. Kind of surprised me. And before we went on air, Greg said something, and Aaron hadn't thought about it. I hadn't thought about it. So I'm just going to go right over to Greg and let him say what he observed that Aaron and I certainly didn't, and I should have.
So I don't know if it was intentional or not, but like the whole middle sequence when the Sirius was in the whatever stream using their quantum probability drive, I thought that was an entire amazing, respectful, loving nod to the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, who many of us who grew up on sci-fi in the 80s, got exposed to first on PBS in the States or BBC in the UK. Then had to read the Douglas Adams books, and then of course later we got a higher budget film. One of my favorite sci-fi things of all time was paying homage to another one of my favorite sci-fi things of all time.
Clarify which scene I want. I am a fan of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I clearly have missed it. Which moment are you talking? Are you talking about when the ships are changing?
Yes. So
Oh,
every
oh
time
my
the ship,
goodness.
Yeah, so you
every
didn't
time the ship
realize
in
it either.
Hitchhiker,
I mean, I knew that's what you meant, but I didn't think.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
yeah.
It may very well be, Greg. Great job. Oh my, wow. Okay.
Yeah, that just blew me away, and I could tell it blew Aaron away too, because we didn't think about it at all.
There are a lot of moments in this episode. Before I go to Aaron, I want to say that I caught it a little bit later when they refer to the Sullivan wave as the S wave. I thought, yeah, I took it vulgarly, that they were talking about the shites coming after us. I thought that was rather funny. And there were other things in there. I have to tell you that the first time I saw it, I was on the fence. They went deep into the Next Generation 7th season finale. This was an adventure along those lines. It was not unlike that episode. And the whole idea, the very end, what it was about. What did she say in the first episode? She said, this is all about the discovery of us and other people. What did she say? That this is to find out who we are and what can we do. And this actually happened in this episode. Everyone rose up and had a moment in this episode. However brief, all of the command crew were involved, except for maybe the counselor. He didn't have anything to do. But this was something that crosses all dimensions. It wasn't a pure sci-fi concept, if I may throw that out there. This was an exploration of humanity and what humanity is capable of.
Yeah.
And if you're going to tell me that's not a direct connection to the Next Generation finale, I don't know. But that's my first major thought out there. iBeamer, start typing away, brother. I want to hear it. Aaron.
Hi, Beamer. Welcome.
I think I've only watched this once, so I might be in the same stage that Roger was at in terms of feeling on the fence about it. I feel very on the fence about it. I think I need to watch it again. Yeah, I don't know. It didn't grab me as much as I was hoping it was. I knew going into it that it wasn't going to be as exciting for me as the previous episode. But I appreciate the fact that the characters stayed together. It was about those characters. Like you said, Roger, it did have a all good things vibe in that it explored the characters and then left them for new adventures. It wasn't like the DS9 ending where it was very definitive that these people aren't going to be together ever again. So yeah, but another thing as well, like it explored the we were talking about the fact this season didn't have a continuing arc, but when you get to the end of it and you see the characters like the girl with the Apollo descendant or whatever, like that was an episode about her. The same with the Klingon. So it was kind of, it was an arc, but in a way of exploring each sort of aspect of the previous episodes that helped, I guess,
Get you there.
resolve the situation at the end. So yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Aaron. Greg, other than that great comment, I will tell you that seeing it on the second time and when the ships are changing, I listened to the music this time around and it had a wonderful it's not fanfare, but it had the music.
Yeah.
And I caught myself with a smile. And I remember what my daughter told me one time. I was watching Star Trek 2009 or 2013, and she caught my reaction. It's a moment where I think it's where the Enterprise arrives at Titan. And she
Yep.
comes out of the clouds. Oh, man. I mean, you want love for the Enterprise? Look at Star Trek 2009. She comes out of the mist and the fog or whatever of the planet, and you see her there, and he says, "We've arrived." And Scotty says, "Oh, wow, great job, Mr. Sulu." My daughter came up to me. She saw the face that I had. She goes, "Dad, what are you doing?" That's the Enterprise. She said, "But that's not the real Enterprise." Oh, no, baby, that's the Enterprise. And I had a smile on my face. And for a briefest of moments, I caught it when the ships were changing form. And though it's not the Enterprise, it was a Kelly class Cerritos, which was really neat, really good. iBeamer says, "Sorry, Greg, we're going right to you. I've only watched it once, just finished about 30 minutes ago. I'm on the fence as far as there's a feeling of something missing, but that may just be that I'm sad at its ending." I wonder, Michael, how many times did you see it?
Twice.
Were you
I
on
liked
the
it
fence?
better. I liked
first
it better the second time.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if that means anything. I did like it better the second time because there was a lot of techno babble, and I love where Freeman.
That's beyond.
Okay, but did you catch that Freeman line where Teddy started to explain everything? She goes, "I don't have time to nerd out right now." I was like, okay, that was very 2024, but oh, geez, that was kind of funny. That was really good. Greg, go. I'm interrupting you.
So yeah, no, I mean it was Technophile's dream. This episode, I mean, with all the different ship designs that they had, culminating in, of course, one of the most beautiful on-screen iterations of the Enterprise, Sovereign class. Yeah, the second most beautiful. The first being, of course, Constitution refit.
We're on the same page, buddy. Go for it.
There were a few missed opportunities. Klingons in lower decks annoy me, so I did not appreciate the return of the Klingons. But the biggest missed opportunity was not having a live action segment through all the everything changing.
Oh, okay.
For me, considering the Strange New Worlds cameos, to me that was just a huge missed opportunity. Okay. But the overall, I think they went out on a really good note. They matured and brought all the young ensigns up to showed them growing up, and had them at a point now where they're capable and doing their own things. And we've got Cerritos has a new captain and new co-executive officers and co-science officers. Rutherford got rid of his implant, which I thought was awesome.
Yeah.
And I think, as much as, sometimes the romances kind of detract from a good sci-fi story, I thought it was sweet, the thing with him and Tendi there in their version of 10 Forward, their lounge. So overall, I say they went on a very positive note, and it wrapped up the show very nicely. And they almost redeemed having a lot of dogs this season.
Oh, okay. iBeamer says, "Great call out, Greg. A live action segment, even just in the flashing through a few, would have been great." I want to give a shout out to Sonia Robles. Thank you for the like on the episode. And folks, we do have quite a few people watching. Why don't you help us out? Let's do a roll call. Let us know who you are, where you hail from. Let me know if it's yay or nay on the episode, and maybe your best moment. Not only do we see this episode culminating the entire season, maybe, we also got to throw back to other seasons, obviously. And one of the ones that stood out the most was at the end of episode 10 of season 1, which is still one of my all-time favorites. After the Freeman, after the Cerritos is being repaired, the engineer tells Captain Freeman, "Hey, we can do all this stuff to your ship." He goes, "No. I hate it when a ship goes all out sovereign class." And then in the moment when the ship is transforming and it becomes a sovereign, she says, "Well, I guess I'm just going to have to accept it." That had to have been a clear callback. It was so deliberate. And it was good. I caught that right away. First time and second time. I did appreciate that. So, Aaron, I agree with you. There were call-outs to culminate for the whole season, but they also went back too. And there was a lot of love in this episode. Folks, have no illusion. This is about the crew. What does Mariner say at the very end? She says, why did William send the message to us? Because he knew we would kick butt. There are lots of bigger ships that have engineering attached. I thought that was kind of funny. That require perfection, and we're not perfect. We're explorers. We're a family. It's mismatch of crew. But we believe in the mission. Carol Freeman handpicked this crew. We're going to be okay. This is not the end of the story. There's more to come, and we'll make her proud. That's probably not as good as Picard's ending. I wish I would have been here. He said, "But you were always invited, Captain." I said, "Well, I should have." So, thinking on it, I wish they had shown some interaction with Boimler and William reuniting. Okay. I did appreciate how Ransom made the decision to cover for his captain. He hid Maylor deliberately. And that's another thing. He trusted in his captain. He gave her an opportunity to fight with the Klingons. I agree with you, Greg. Having the Klingons in the story, it felt out of place, but you've got to get to the end of the story, however you get to the end, you know?
The only thing that they did with the Klingons in this episode was like so brief, if you blinked, you missed it, that had me laughing out loud. In the very, very beginning, when one of the ships in the Klingon flight group gets hit, they show the transformation inside of one of the Klingons into season 1 Star Trek Discovery Klingon.
As a matter of fact, in my notes, they're screaming, "Tachyon increase!" That's not going to do anything to us. "Soliton particle increase!" And then there's that explosion. It turns into the Klingon death ship or the crypt ship. I don't know.
Something that looked like that at least.
And in my notes, Discovery Universe Klingons were destroyed. So I did get that. I did get that one, Greg. That was funny. Go ahead, guys. Jump in, please. Or maybe not.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Did they get destroyed, or was it just? Did they just get turned into the other?
Oh, they did get turned into, and then they got destroyed, right, Greg?
Oh, okay.
Well, it didn't come back with her flight group.
It did.
So I don't know.
Oh no, it hit another ship. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I think it did get destroyed. That's why my joke was like, "Ooh, is that some interfamily commentary?" Or they were just waiting to see if we caught it. And yes, blink and you miss it. You're so right, Greg.
Well, I suppose in the same way that the human characters and the Starfleet characters get turned into like other versions of themselves, it's the same with the Proto Klingons at the end. In fact, looking at the Proto Klingon, it kind of looks like the Discovery Klingon. So I guess when they designed those things, they did look at that type of
True, yeah, because I mean that was what they did with.
Klingon. So
yeah, that's what they did with Worf and was it not Schisms, But there was a Star Trek episode where they all like devolved.
Genesis, I think it's called.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Oh.
Schisms was the other scary episode that season.
Is that the one where they recognize that chair or something where they're all going through stuff?
Yeah.
That
Something
was a
like
bit
that.
on the scary side. Yeah. Yeah. I want to give a shout out to Patricia Bertrand. Thank you up there in, oh my goodness, Edmonton, Canada. Must be darn cold up there. She's also a hardcore aficionado, and I hope she's doing well. Would love to hear your comments, Patricia. But go ahead, guys. What else did you want? There are Easter eggs galore. I caught more of them, but hey, it was the second time around. I have to tell you guys, it was, I think, a bit better. So,
I was
I
just
don't
going to say,
know.
with what Greg was saying about the sort of use of the Klingons, this kind of reminded me of the Enterprise season 2 finale, where they're heading to the Expanse and they get attacked by the Klingons. It was kind of like we needed an obstacle, and this was the obstacle, and I kind of felt like that the same way for this story. Like they could have just gone from A to B to get to the rift, and the obstacle could have been the fact that they kept changing, but instead there was this sort of like B plot of this long feud between the Klingons and their other house, just like in Enterprise with Archer and some random Klingon that he offended one episode that sort of carried through. So I kind of felt like that. It was almost like a homage to that, but maybe not.
I was just thinking that, Aaron. I was just thinking. It's like, because anytime they couldn't figure out what to do, we either got the Klingons on Next Generation or the Borg on Voyager.
Oh, wait, damn it, wrong one. Fine, Aaron, bringing logic into it. Damn green-blooded hobgoblin. About the proto-Klingons to the Discovery Klingons. That was good. I like it. Go ahead, Michael. You unmuted yourself. And I did invite Patricia Bertrand to join us. She is a massive aficionado of Star Trek and many other sci-fi programs. And she has been on with us in the past. So I threw her an invite. She's not feeling very well right now. She's just with us for a minute. But thank you, Patricia. I hope you get better real soon.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, the second time it was better for me. I was trying to look at it a third time, but I didn't have time. Wish I had, because I think I would have picked up more of the Easter eggs and stuff that you picked up. But I'll watch it again. After.
I will watch it a third time, but I think it'll be enough for me just for what, because I picked up quite a bit on the second time around. I have to tell you, I was able to follow along with the explanation of everything the second time around. And I was smiling a few times in the second watch. The first one, no. And I think we talked about that briefly, right, Michael? Right, Aaron? That our expectations were going to be super high for this one. So I think it met. Go ahead.
I also feel like it'd be interesting to know how much of this. I get the vibe that they didn't know this show was going to end. Like from what I've read online from the creators and the actors, it kind of felt like it came from left field. So I wonder how much of this was as intended and how much of it was changed to serve as a series finale. Because like Mariner's speech that you were talking about before, Roger, that kind of has a finality to it that
Yes.
I wonder whether that was added in. And just flicking through the episode now, a lot of the stuff where we see the characters like leaving, like Carol Freeman leaving and the rest of the crew like going about their business, and the thing with the ghost lamp from TNG, Beverly's ghost lamp and stuff like that, that has like a strange sort of like white haze to it. Almost a bit like in, What We Leave Behind, where the sort of flashback scenes have a bit of a sort of
Yes.
vignette to it. And I wonder whether that's just been added in to serve as a conclusion or not.
I did love the reference to the the lamp that had trapped that ghost type being guy, and all the girls are hanging around waiting for it, like almost like a Ouija board type of thing with like teenage girls.
It is funny. Yeah, that's right. I saw that the first time around. I think I did not see that the second time around because I was furiously writing notes. Yeah, I did not know that, Aaron. I didn't know that the season was pretty much done when they received notification. There's so much overlap in production that I knew a while ago that this was going to be the final for the season, but I didn't know how far along they were in production. And now, Aaron, I can see some of that. Yeah, I can.
There's a video that they released on this Star Trek social channels, and it's of like the actors recording, and it's like a gag video, and Michael McMahon is in it as well. But the monologue that Mariner gives is performed in that video, and it sounds exactly the same as the performance from the episode. And I wonder if that was they came in to do that at the end. So yeah, it's just very strange because they don't usually, shoot those special feature things for Lower Decks and put them online. So I wonder if that was their way of wrapping it up when they knew or something like that.
Oh,
It very well could have been because they probably did the voiceovers first, what I understand, and then they do the animation. So who knows? And the animation takes a while. So they were probably well into the animation when they found out that it was canceled. I'm assuming. I'm sure they'd done the main voiceovers already, and I mean I might be wrong, but
Potentially the same way, like in Discovery, how they went back and filmed like 15 minutes of a finale.
right.
So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
That's right. That's right, gents. I did not get that until right now.
Yeah.
I'd forgotten about that. I am saddened again that we have arrived here, and I mean, for obvious reasons, I enjoy the company of all of you. I enjoy the comments from everyone in the chat room. This has been fun. I've enjoyed this series. I do feel that there was a bit of redemption in the last two episodes. This program, I have an affinity for it. It was difficult. It was. You heard Michael and I talking about it. It was very difficult. But I saw something in it. And yeah, I didn't argue with Michael, but I asked him did you see it? Did you see it? So this is one of the rare programs where I was in from the get-go. Others have had to come around, or I'm not certain. But there was something special. I told you guys in episode 3, where she's like the thing about the shields and stuff. I lost my mind in that episode. I was so angry, and I thought I was done. I came back a few days later and didn't even know I was angry anymore. I don't know. It just ticked me off in some way. But this was good. There was a lot of it. It was funny where Carol Freeman said, "Warp me," in the episode. She brought that line out again. And then what a way to end the series. Ransom gets a line. Is there a better line for Captain Ransom? Oh my God, the double entendre. Engage the core. Oh my God. The guy that likes to work out. I died laughing. Oh,
and of course, as they go into credits, Mariner, totally laying into him for doing the workout reference. I thought that was hilarious.
it was hilarious. Now, did you catch Ransom's reference to season 1, where he turns to her and she calls him Jack, and it's Captain. He says, "There's not going to be a problem, is there?" Is that a reference to season 1 where they kind of like, yes, it was, wasn't it? And she said, no, 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 there won't be a problem. So, okay, good. Well, you're going to be one of my first officers. That was a reference to season 1.
It had to
Yeah.
have been.
Yeah, it was because there was a little while where something was going on between the two. And it was really funny. But that kind of died away in the second season, I think. They just went away from it. They didn't address it anymore. But there was a lot to like. The animation was phenomenal in this one. The imagery was really cool. And again, Greg, your reference to the other movie, I thought it was cool how the ships went back to the Next Generation, but they were all auxiliary ships. The Oberth, the Reliant, except the Galaxy class, of course. But
Oh yeah, no, definitely. And of course, they went from the Sovereign right to the Oberth. So it's like they went from like the biggest, fanciest to like the workhorse scout of
yeah.
the movie era on.
Yes. There were probably a few other things which I caught the video. I knew it was fake. Where
yeah.
yeah. That one I was like, oh yeah, that it happened perfectly that exact moment, and he was, for a cartoon character, it is very difficult to animate a stolid what do you say? A flat character. I thought they did a really good job. It was good. And I really did enjoy what Ransom did, like I said earlier, to cover. The engineer brought his assistant out to defend the ship. The godlike one. Oh, the stupid dolphins, man. Oh my God. When Ransom was watering, he says, I gotta get me some of this. And then when they're fighting with Mocked, one of the dolphins is like, ooh, that Klingon's hot. Oh my God. Typical juvenile stuff.
I thought they were belugas. I didn't think they were dolphins.
Oh, you're right. They're whales. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, they're whales. Small whales, but
yeah, belugas aren't very big. I mean, they're bigger than that, but they're not very big.
Yeah, but these are human-sized whales. But
they've evolved.
Yeah, evolved.
Okay, very good. I did appreciate the line where Mock was prepared to die ramming the ship, and his brother fought him, and he says, today is not a good day to die. That was kind of cool because he knew it was bigger than him. But again, I agree with you, Greg. Having the Klingons in there, it wasn't there for me. But it was good, dare I say. I did appreciate the ending. And as you gentlemen have talked about, they have the door is open, and it's a controlled access point. That doesn't seem to me like it was an ending. That was an evolving. So that would have been interesting to see where they were going to go with that.
Which were they going for? Were they going for Starbase 80, or were they going with Ransom and that ship, or both?
Maybe they had the 6th season. They had the ideas for season 6.
Yeah.
Or these kids will be the core of the Legacy series.
I mean, guys, it's entitled The Next or The New Next Generation.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that could be a fond way of saying, we're seeing you, goodbye, and these are the new next generation. It could have been that.
I thought it was a gag on the fact that the last episode of the Picard series wasn't it called The Last Generation or The Next Generation?
Oh, I think
episode 1 of Picard season 3 is called The Next Generation, and episode 10 is called The Last Generation. So I think it's a gag of the fact that it's called The New Next Generation.
Oh, okay. I hear you. All right. Now, also, Aaron, Michael, and Greg, as filmmakers as you are, when you saw that the alternate universe or whatever was stabilized, were you guys already thinking of new storylines? look at the smile from Aaron. Did that, guys? The fan film community has been handed a concept to tell new stories.
Oh, we've already been
Imagine.
doing that.
Wait. On the transdimensional stuff that they.
Yes.
Okay, sorry. I sorry.
Go
I
watch all
haven't
of the
seen every episode.
go watch all of the Constar films.
All right, that's fair. So you may have learned something about me right now, Greg.
So I'm actually I'm with William Boimler on this one. Goddamn multiverse.
Oh. Well, okay. There you go. All right, then you had me at a disadvantage on that one. All right. If you want to see some real embarrassment on air, look right now. So,
We'll edit it.
no, it's all right. It sometimes.
No, it's for if I hadn't been in them, it's like I wouldn't know all the goings ons, right? So, it's just yes, it's a great idea, but it's gonna get overused because it has been overused.
Time travel. I'm sorry. What?
Huh?
He didn't hear, which is good.
We've got the
Correct. Time travel. In Star Trek.
Yes.
It's been overused, but that's okay.
But
I was agreeing with you.
I mean, they're never going to top Deadpool 3 for making over exploitation of the multiverse as a good thing. Or Deadpool and Wolverine. I mean, that was funny. It suited that particular character in those movies. But we have the mirror universe. We have the quantum realities, from the 2009 series. Now we're saying that Discovery, yes, was an alternate universe. So let's focus on the Prime universe and get our act together before we start messing up other universes.
Okay. Wow. I didn't think about that. Beamer says he would have loved to see where they were going to go with it. I myself gave it some thought of like, wow, what could they do with this? And I was open to that concept. And I don't know. Maybe we will. The comic books are going to continue, right? Apparently, yeah. So I might take a look at them and see where they're going to go with this. But I appreciate that the series, like Aaron said earlier, that there's not necessarily a finality to it. There are stories still to be told. In DS9, yeah, it was over. And yeah, it clearly was. A lot of characters bought it in that one. But I know I'm going to start repeating myself. It was okay. It was good. They went out on a good note. There was a lot of love in this episode for everything that came before it. And it talked about us. It talked about the human condition. That exploring is kind of like what Q said. It's not about exploring nebulae and a load of minutia. It's about exploring the endless possibilities. That was the story in The Next Generation. That's why they were put on trial. And there's a touch of this here. It was in episode 9 where she says, frontiers? What is that? We're exploring the possibilities of humanity. That's not hardcore science fiction. That is an experience of what we as humans are doing. And it's really kind of cool. Maybe a little deeper than we were expecting, but that's what I got out of it. That it's about us. And it was well done in these final episodes. I don't know if anyone wanted to answer that, but I also wanted to talk about the multiverse and the mirror universe. So, if anyone else wanted to add something to that. Okay. As you gentlemen are professional movie people that have done Star Trek in many ways, I always understood Mirror Mirror as being the moment when the respective universes met and they crossed. And that was the whole point of Mirror Mirror, that two unique universes met for a fraction of a moment and they crossed over. What DS9 did, that they returned continuously to this one static mirror universe, I was never for that. I thought that was a bastardization and a complete misunderstanding of what Mirror Mirror was. And it's actually, in a way, addressed here. The multiverse, the different possibilities. I don't know if you guys see what I'm trying to say right there. Maybe you agree or disagree with me. Michael? I always thought the mirror universe was that like a 1 in a billion moment. It wasn't the same mirror universe as they made it to be later in DS9.
I think it personally. I think it was, from what I remember, that's how they kind of said it. But then again, Star Trek changed a lot of things after every season. I mean, they weren't consistent in a lot of things, and so I would say when I first saw it, that's what I thought it was. But then again, DS9 did different things. Other people did different things, and they made comments about other things that made it seem a little different. But yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I feel like the continuity part of it is obviously frustrating because it was established in that episode that was it was a 1 in a billion chance that these universes crossed, and that was the gateway across. But on the other part, and I guess the previous episode of Lower Decks explains this, is that the reason why those stories exist is to explore the characters in a different format. I guess, and that's what they wanted to do in DS9. They were like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if we go back to Thing and see what happened? I don't think there was any sort of real justification for it, of the continuity part of it. It was just to see, okay, let's see what happened after Spock took Kirk's advice or didn't take Kirk's advice. But then when they went back, it was more of a thing of, oh, we can have these characters in different situations. We can have Kira be this bisexual catsuit wearing villain, and we can see what that looks like, and she can interact with herself, and and I guess it's the same with the 2009 Star Trek movies. They couldn't bring back the original cast. It wouldn't have worked. So the best way to tell a new story is with the old characters, is to set it in another universe. And I think it's the same with the Lower Decks episode. It's, what happens if T'Pol and Trip actually did have a happy life, and we see her interact, and what happens if Curzon Dax didn't turn into Jadzia, and what happens if Harry Kim got promoted or didn't, or whatever. So it's just a method for telling a story unimpeded by continuity.
Funny about the 1 in a billion chance. I guess Harry Kim is that transporter malfunction. There's a 1 in a billion chance of him being promoted. That's a bummer. I don't know. What if? Yes. And I think that's what it comes down to. What if? Yeah. Folks, this episode is laced with Easter eggs. Go find them. It was fun. I've mentioned a few. I'm not going to even go any further than that. On the second watch, I was smiling. Mike McMahon, thank you. You delivered. And I will never pretend to know all the circumstances of the production. But what you and the team you assembled, thank you. 5 years. Definitely ups and downs. And I thank you for the entertainment. I thank you for having the chance to do this program. I thank you for being able to get together with Michael, Aaron, Admiral Greg, and with others who've been on the program right now. I tell you, it's been great. And I thank you. I thank Kurtzman. I thank the original Gene Roddenberry that we get to play in this universe. God, guys, we're approaching 60 years. 60 years of Star Trek. And that was 50 years ago. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, Greg, how long ago was that? It wasn't 50 years.
No, it was yesterday.
Yes. Oh, all of our yesterdays. Very good. Yeah. I appreciate what they did.
When you met Gary 7.
Gary 7, very good. It did have its heroic moments in the episode. It does have the moments where you get up and cheer. It has its, there was a lot less humor in this episode.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot to deliver on. And I'm all right with it. The humor fit. I was okay with it.
The humor was in the way the characters handle things.
Yeah.
I mean, especially Boimler, and in this episode, Rutherford. Oh, and of course, the whole thing with Tendi and Tlen. I mean, that was hilarious. The two of them fighting, and then all of a sudden they realized they had to work together. And then they did the Japanese anime thing, and it was, it was hilarious.
Oh my God, that was an homage to Japanese anime, the way they did that. Yes, very good, Greg. Oh, yep, that was. All right, yes.
I think as well, like towards the end, when Ransom's telling them about how they're on a mission to see some goo, and Tillin's like, "What's the viscosity of the goo?" And Tindy's like, "What do you think it's going to say to us?" Like it was representative of their two different approaches to science offering.
Yes.
And yeah, how they work together.
It made saying goodbye to these characters less sad to have those kinds of moments.
My VHS copy of Star Trek Generations has a promo for the 30th anniversary stuff they're doing. Can't believe it's been almost 30 years. Yeah.
Quiet, you.
Beamer, yes. Gentlemen, do you have any other things you want to specifically get to, or I've done my final? You guys want to go around and maybe?
I mean, I pretty much said everything I wanted to. Yeah.
All right,
I'm trying not to do any spoilers for other things that I saw today. So, Aaron.
Okay, Michael, and I have not. I've blown that one. Michael, yes or no? Did it deliver for you?
It did after the second time. Yes.
Interesting. So you were on the fence, or you were unhappy the first time?
I was going, is this it? And then then I watched it again, and it made more sense. I think the techno babble got me. I actually put on the closed captioning. I did, and that helped. That helped.
It does.
And then I was saying, oh, that's what they said. Okay, now I get it. So
I did comment that the second time around I was able to follow along. I didn't use the closed captioning though. iBeamer, it's on. Yes. Finish the thought, please. Aaron?
I think I need to watch it again because I'm still on the fence about it.
Okay.
But yeah, I guess closing thoughts about the show is that like this was a brave choice for a show, and it may not have worked. But I'm glad that it had 5 seasons. I'm glad that it kept us entertained. I think they put a great cast together. I think out of the shows at the time, which I think were Discovery, Picard, season 1, and this one felt the most Star Trek to me, and it resonated the most. So there you go.
Before I get to you, Greg, it's an F. Heavy markdown for ending the show. But notice he's got the funny emojis there. So, all right. Greg? Oh, and the
So,
dog.
The
Roger, I
dogs
mean,
are voting.
I can't get over, I can't top your, expression of gratitude to the creators and showrunners of this over the last 5 years. I'm glad I gave the show a chance. I have to agree with Aaron. I think I was very skeptical in the beginning as whether they could pull off this premise, but they managed to goof on Star Trek, give us Star Trek, pay homage to Star Trek all at once and did it well. The voice cast was endearing. Most of the storylines were fun to follow. They I would like to see them do something else like this again. Maybe take a different era, take a different setting, but I think they've proven it can work.
Maybe in 3 or 4 years, we will be reviewing the 2-hour movie from these guys. I see it possible. And I apologize for the dogs in the background. And thank you, iBeamer. I kind of thought so. Only one watching under his belt. It's a B plus, maybe an A, maybe an A minus. So that is cool. And I apologize for the dogs barking.
I'm in alignment with iBeamer on this. I think the lack of revisiting live action Boimler and Mariner, and maybe even Jack and Shax, I think it's a missed opportunity. But they skipped it. But maybe we'll get live action characters from this crew and something else in the future.
Possible.
It's very possible. And I fully believe that it'll be a missed opportunity if they don't revisit Lower Decks. I'm expecting a movie version of Lower Decks. I think they can pull it off. So who knows?
It won't have. I don't think.
Yeah,
cartoons don't. People don't go to the theater to watch cartoons in general.
Well, I apologize. I mean a movie version,
unless
like Section 31, something like that.
Yeah, from what I understand, the opening of the War of the Rohirrim was extremely disappointing, despite the fact that there are so many Tolkien fans out there.
Oh, I still have to go see that one. I'm probably not going to see it till the first week of January just because of all the stuff that I have going on. But all right.
That's the situation I'm in too. So I mean, of course I'm not going to go opening. I never go opening weekend. I hate a crowded theater.
Oh my God. How many of you have been to opening day to any movie? That's what I used to do. I
have too. It's just now that I'm older, I don't like people.
I agree. I hate going to the cinema in general because I just think, I don't know whether it was COVID, but the audience etiquette has just gone out the window.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, my first opening day / world premiere was You're Gonna Die. 2001: A Space Odyssey.
I couldn't die because I don't think I was around back then.
No, you weren't.
When was it? Was it in 68?
Something like that. Or before, yeah, it was way back then. Yeah. My dad took it to me. He got tickets, and it was the world premiere in DC.
Wow.
That's pretty cool.
I was lucky.
I think if my dad could have, he would have. But I may have been months old at that point.
Yeah, I had no idea what it was. I mean, we went and it was a big production. And
I do remember when it came to television though, and it was like a huge thing for my dad. I mean, I never looked at my dad and saw a geek, but now that looking back on things like that, like when they were going to show 2001: A Space Odyssey on television, that was a thing for him.
It wasn't the same as it was in the theater, but
Oh, I'm sure. You
Yeah.
know, on our
Still,
what,
but still.
17 to 18-inch black and white television.
Yeah. But I mean, I look back at it, and there were so many concepts that were like so ahead of its time, and but it was fun looking back when I saw it later, and I go, okay, yeah, I didn't know what was going on, but it was really cool looking at.
So Beamer, that may have been the last first day of a film I'd ever gone to.
I referenced this movie last week, so
Mhm.
I find it amusing. I was there for the showing at Universal City as well. I was lucky. My older sister, was dating someone, or I think he was trying to date my older sister, and I was the
Chaperone.
yes, thank you, the chaperone. I was 8 years old, and we went to the drive-in theater, and I saw Star Wars. I came home drawing the X-wing, and my sister Rose said, "There will be a sequel." And I was, "What is that? What is a sequel?" She knew even back then. I was there for the opening of every movie, of every Star Trek movie, every Star Wars movie, and some of the alien ones, Indiana Jones. I've enjoyed going opening night, but I hear you, Aaron, about the audience etiquette. And some of my best experiences are at the theater, and I'm saddened that that is dying. And a lot of it is audience etiquette. That's a shame.
Mhm.
Gentlemen, I have to tell you that the Section 131 movie debuts on January 24th.
Yeah, we're gonna see you then, Aaron, or
I was
Yeah,
going to
yeah.
ask everyone if they were available on January 25th. That would be the 26th for you, Aaron. If we
Public
do it
holiday,
at the
so
same time,
perfect.
if we do it at the same time,
Yep.
it would be, I guess, what, 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. for you?
Yep.
On the 26th. It would be on a Saturday for us on the 25th. If you guys want to do it that weekend, or we can percolate it a little bit. But I invite you to visit again for Section 31, the movie, next month.
Yeah, I'd love to.
All right.
I mean,
And-
I adore Michelle Yeoh. I must say the trailer has left me a little underwhelmed.
Me too.
So
but at least they're not giving a lot away like they have in other things. So,
true.
Yeah.
True.
And that, yes.
and I
No.
can't believe that they would do something stupid with what she is now, with how popular she is. I just can't see them messing up the movie. I mean, if they do, I mean, that would just be ridiculous.
I can see them messing up Star Trek. Clearly.
I actually would suspect that they revisited it to showcase her.
Probably.
So even though the trailer isn't leaning towards that, you know, having recently rewatched Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, some of the other things that she's been in that I've seen recently, this woman deserves to be showcased for who she is. She was, and my wife didn't care for her, but she was one of my favorite parts of Discovery.
Yeah.
Even though Deep Space Nine's continual revisiting the Mirror Universe, well, even though it was only a few times, it seemed like it, forever. I don't think they did a good job at it. Discovery did a better job at the Mirror Universe than they did with the Prime Universe, in my opinion. Mostly because of Michelle.
Yeah, it was kind of a crime, the fact that she wasn't able to be the Prime Universe captain, but I think the Mirror Universe version of Georgiou was a better character.
Oh yeah.
So
More
yeah,
depth.
I think
More depth.
Yeah. So any opportunity to have her back. But Section 31 was supposed to be a show, right? And then because of COVID,
Yes.
Yeah.
and
Well,
her
I think it's
success, turned into a
because
movie.
I don't think she was available. That and that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're available if there's money. And God bless Michelle Yeoh. She commands a premium, and good for
Mhm.
her. Good for her.
But I think that was because she won the Oscar and she started
Yeah.
to appear in more mainstream cinema.
Yes,
suppose.
and
And-
I am a
and that
fan
shifted it.
favorite.
which is extremely well deserved.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. iBeamer. No. I don't know if you're the only dissenting voice. We're lukewarm on it, but we'll see. I'll be the dissenting voice. But thank you, iBeamer, and say that even though I love Michelle Yeoh, the trailers have not appealed Section 31 to me at all. I am appealing to the camaraderie that I have here. Guys, I'm gonna miss you guys. I believe it or not, this is a big deal for me. I love the conversation with everyone right here. And next Saturday, it's not going to be here.
Well, we have Sundays now for a little while.
Yeah, we do, but not everyone is here for that.
That is
So
No,
that's
I
why
haven't been able to keep up with Skeleton Crew,
I hear you, brother.
and there's just been so much else going on.
I'm hoping that when New Voyages, right?
Strange New Worlds.
Strange New Worlds. Oh, another fan film. Oops, sorry. That might have been a bastardization of the ones in New York and Aaron. Sorry. New Voyages. Look, I'm looking forward to season 3. I invite all of you to join us for that one as well. Or
That'll
humbly
be
to join
sometime
me.
in the fall.
Yeah, that's a
Um,
ways away, but
Mhm.
I think the Mandalorian movie got put out. They confirmed a second season for Ahsoka.
Yeah. What's the deal with Obi-Wan? I keep getting different stories that it is, it isn't, and now that it is again.
I'm not believing anything I see until I see it directly from
Okay.
Disney.
Understood. Well, we've already programmed on calendar. We will be reviewing Andor, most likely on a Sunday night, so we'll see.
Okay.
And we're going to be reviewing all the Star Wars products, I think, all the way through, at least for a while. So we'll see. But
and something that's dear to me, even though you guys haven't been too interested in talking about it, Dune Prophecy got renewed for a second season.
okay, well, Greg, here's the thing. I didn't hear that you wanted to do a program on it.
Did you do it in writing, Greg?
No,
I did not do it in writing.
Don't be that way.
It was a lot of hit, nudge, nudge.
That doesn't do
But if you want to
anything.
get together in a week or two after the finale and if everybody's seen it and wants to do a look at the series as a whole, I would love to talk about Dune Prophecy with other Dune fans and you
Okay.
guys.
I would like to. I don't know if Aaron is a Dune fan.
It's better than House of the Dragon.
Wow. Okay. We just went back to middle school. Gandalf is a better wizard than Snape. I swear that just happened right now. Okay, Greg. All right.
I'm a fan of both milieus, both universes. Production wise, this blew the first season of House of the Dragon out of the water.
Sounds good. I look forward to it. Then I will, Greg. I would love to go over it with you very soon. Let me know when would be good for you, and we can talk about that.
Maybe we can get some people that are watching, that come back and watch us. Do they want to come in and talk about Prophecy? Do we want to, have a, conversation about the first season?
Okay. I like it. There's something that I'm going to be doing, reaching out to the network periodically, where I'm going to do a video talking to the audience directly and asking them, are there any programs? Because we do this. We say this regularly. Are there any programs you guys want to talk about and spend time with us? I've got to do that more often. Other than that, Greg, do you have any announcements?
No announcements. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, live long and prosper.
Michael.
Watch Aaron's new movie. Woo!
Okay. Does Aaron have any announcements for us?
Watch my new movie, please. It's called Desperate Measures. You can find it at Voyager's Fan Film, either on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. And yeah, it's a sort of sequel-ish story to another story we did called Outbreak. So yeah, check it out.
Okay.
Excited for that. You did great work, dude.
Thank you.
iBeamer, we are going to have a lot of stuff moving forward. And even though I'm going to pull back for a little bit, I just little things. The network, folks, is growing big time. Thanks, iBeamer. It's always been from the very first day you joined us, buddy. Thank you. I appreciate you being on with us. Aaron, do we have a possible commitment? May we interview you for this project?
Oh yes, I just have to ask,
yeah.
He has to get his cast together.
Yeah.
No, of course, but I don't know.
Oh, that'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah. It was fun being able to speak to you guys just the other day on this episode.
At 5 a.m.
Yes, you beat me to it. At
Thank
5 a.m. Hey, look, I told Michael there was an excellent chance that I was not going to make it. And yet Michael knows I reworked my entire morning to make sure I could get there. I called Michael at no. I appreciate it as well. I told Michael, Michael, I called you at what?
4 a.m. your time.
At 4 a.m. I said, dude, it's going to happen. I will be there. I'm doing everything I can.
I'm driving. I'm getting home.
I had to run errands. I had to do a lot of stuff, and I got it done early. And I just
really early.
Yeah, I didn't want to wait to the last second and show up. Michael, see you in a bit. So that was good. I appreciate the conversation. I just thought that we gave Aaron short shrift on the episode.
As in other Aaron, or
yeah, the other Aaron.
Yeah,
I was deliberate about.
He gets
that.
a little bit nervous, but yeah.
But you know what?
Well, he can't be this time because he's one of the stars this time.
True.
Yeah.
Oh, we gotta get him in there.
Was he really nervous?
Oh yeah, I could tell.
Yeah.
I could not.
He and also it was a while ago that we did it, so it's
right.
Like
yeah.
For normal people living their life, that they don't have to think about this every 5 seconds, unlike me. It's it's a while ago.
Oh,
that was good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that is cool. Well, folks, I got to tell you again, NDB Media has been on air for 17 years. I never thought I would be doing this even for this long. I never thought I'd be doing anything like this. And again, sorry for all the emotional stuff, but it's real for me. I love spending time with these creators, from Greg to Aaron to Michael to everyone in the fan community to everyone in Hollywood and the creators that we have in the chat room. You guys are creators as well because you give us information, you give us questions, you ask us questions, you make comments. For us, having comments in the chat room make every program because it allows us to engage, and it does mean a great deal to us. Mm-hmm. And like Star Trek, we're going to places that none have gone before, but we're doing it together. And I am saddened that Lower Decks has done its run, but Michael, Aaron, Greg, I've had a blast. I've had a blast because of that, but I've had a blast with all three of you. And you too, Beamer, in the chat room. So
thank you for having us. It's been a pleasure to talk to Star Trek about it. They need to make more Star Trek so we can keep talking about it.
Yes! Yes!
Right?
Yes, and Greg, you got to keep making new Star Trek too. We've got to talk about having you on again in an official capacity as well. So,
oh God,
oh dude, we just haven't done it. Look, I apologize if I haven't asked you direct or Michael hasn't. Look at what's been on calendar, guys.
We've
had a lot. It is crazy. Look,
we don't want to revisit.
You see that? That's real. Okay, do you see how tired he is? That's real.
Yeah.
We can't make that up. Folks, there's a pause in programming right now, but Michael has scheduled guests. What was it? 3 months in advance?
Sometimes up to 3 months in advance, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Whoever thought
and then they still cancel sometimes.
Well, they might cancel, but
because they've got that, they get a paying job. So
yeah.
I mean, it makes total sense. And then I've had people that have contacted me and said, I want to be on tomorrow. And I go,
oh God, yes.
What?
Oh,
tomorrow I've got to make a graphic. I got a program. I got to do this. And I said, fine. Okay. You have to send me all the stuff in 20 minutes. And then they do.
Yeah.
When they want to be on
They
fast, I say they've got to send me the stuff in 20 minutes because I need minimum 24 hours
Yeah.
to get things going.
So, folks,
Yeah.
I thank Michael for everything that he does. I thank Aaron for his time and the creator that he is. And I thank Greg, who I've known for about 10 years on the internet. We met through a mutual acquaintance. And these last
Yeah, it was
few
like-
years, Greg, I'm sorry.
It was like 2 years before you transitioned from audio to video.
Yeah. Okay. I guess
Yeah,
it's
about 8 years.
8 years. I appreciate that.
8 years.
And everyone knows that we had some. I always wanted to bring Greg on, and I was looking for the opportunity, and I finally did. And I said, dude, let's do Strange New Worlds. And you haven't stopped ever since. Sorry, Greg.
As much as I don't sit and listen to like blogs and talk radio and stuff, doing this with you guys is so much fun.
It is. It is fun. And like I say, what Michael brings to the table, we miss. What Aaron brings to the table, we also. The unique point of views is what really makes this. So, without wanting to belabor it, I know everyone wants to either get to bed or get going on their day. Everyone, ndbmedia.net. A lot of stuff is going on right there. Check it out. Visit with us and visit with these wonderful creators that I have on with me on this program this evening. That's why I didn't say they were my co-hosts. They are hosts in their own right on tonight's program. So we're good. I am going to call it there. And I would ask everyone, just give your final for now. Again, McMahon, Paramount, CBS. Damn. But thank you. Thanks, guys. As far as I'm concerned, peace and long life, and Cerrito strong.
Good night, all.